Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing non-profit, educational, or personal use, tips the balance in favor of fair use. This is from WARAL News. Baptist leader challenges Scientology, dated January 10th, 2018. By Tracy McManus, Tampa Bay Times. Calvary Church's pastor issues a rare public condemnation of another religion as a cult. Clearwater, the Baptist preacher stepped to the stage, his image projected on two mega screens behind him, and looked out at nearly 2,000 parishioners filling his worship center. Scientology is a cult. Calvary Church pastor Willie Rice said into his microphone Wednesday evening. Scientology is dangerous. It is dangerous to those within and without. And Scientology should be exposed and opposed, not only by committed Christians, but by moral law-abiding citizens who care about human rights and human justice everywhere. Since Scientology settled in Clearwater in 1975 under a false name, then later declared the city its international spiritual headquarters, there is still distrust within the community. As allegations of human trafficking, physical and emotional abuse, and financial exploitation abound, Scientology has continued to buy more land, becoming a downtown's largest property owner with more than $200 million worth of known real estate. Because the 152-year-old Calvary Church shares the city with Scientology's headquarters, because reports of abuse and secrecy continue, Rice said, it is his obligation to take a stand. On Wednesday, he dedicated his quarterly pastors' forum to discussing Scientology, a relatively unprecedented public condemnation by a local religious leader. In a statement to the Tampa Bay Times, Scientology spokesman Ben Shaw called Rice's uniform tirade un-Christian and un-American. Where Christianity teaches love, the only message of his divisive... You gotta love Scientology statements, right? They're just so off. And they really think they're doing something, but it just sounds really out there. Where Christianity teaches love, the only message of his divisive and provocative rhetoric, that would be Scientology, bro. About Scientology and Scientologists is hate. Why seek to provoke harm to your neighbors just because you do not understand what they believe? They always use that people don't understand. People understand the abuses and the exploitation and the trafficking and we could go on. Andrew Walker Cornetta, a doctoral candidate and assistant instructor at Princeton University's Department of Religion, said one faith leader declaiming another religious movement, a cult, can be problematic. She obviously doesn't know what's going on. It more often is a way for the speaker to affirm their own belief system, to promote their religion over another. Either this woman just doesn't have a clue, or she's paid. He said the term can foreclose inquiry rather than encourage it, because branding it as a cult discourages listeners to ask additional questions. This pastor's claims are certainly constructive for his own purposes. Is Walker Cornetta a Scientologist? You guys gotta wonder, right? Walker Cornetta said they affirm his community's practices. It's all gaslighting. This is a part of a movement and larger history of tangling over religious authority in America. But Rice told his audience, the parishioners, the urgency to speak out against Scientology is not about beliefs. He acknowledged some might question Christianity's dogma about a carpenter who was nailed to a cross, died, was buried, rose again, and is expected to return to Earth on a white horse. You guys should ask yourself what the white horse is. Now that's a crazy story, he said. It is Scientology's documented history, he said, that sets it apart. Rice spent much of his 90-minute lecture giving a history of the 70-year-old religion, which was founded by science fiction writer L. Ron Hubbard. That alone should tell people something. And how it spent its early years in Clearwater, infiltrating police, government officials, and journalists, and attempting to destroy its critics. Many people in our area feel threatened and terrorized by the reputation that the Church of Scientology has earned through their aggressive attacks on anyone who dares to criticize them or stand in their way, Rice said. Sounds like Germany in World War II, doesn't it? Although Scientology calls itself a church, a mostly Christian term, and uses symbols that resemble Christian crosses, Rice said, the two worldviews are mutually exclusive. Daniel Alvarez, a senior instructor of religious studies at Florida International University, said Scientology might have qualities that appear cult-like. It demands complete loyalty from parishioners and their money, attacks critics, refuses to be transparent, isolates people from families, and works in secret. Yeah. But all new religions, oh, here we go, he said, emerge with humble beginnings. He must be an expert, huh? You guys know what I think about experts. Jesus Christ claims 2,000 years ago that he was the Son of God, were then seen as blasphemous, Alvarez said. The question is whether Scientology will evolve to enter the mainstream like the monotheistic religions. Will Scientology take the steps necessary to achieve mainstream status and dissipate the doubt around the movement? Alvarez said, will it turn out to be a fraud? They can dissipate all these questions by opening their books. You'll have to pay for that first. So what is next? Rice closed his lecture by asking his congregation to pray for their Scientology friends. That was kind. And for a spiritual awakening, for kindness and understanding, for telling the truth. Sounds pretty cool to me. The crowd listened quietly, respectfully. There were no protests, no outbursts. Then the auditorium cleared out. And the reporter, Tracy McManus, and she's got her email and phone number. So that's it, you guys. I will put a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.